this is either going to be really good or this is going to be really bad. But it's like a project that I've been kind of wanting to work on for a little bit, and I just like haven't had a reason to. But then like I hashtag Thanksgiving break was wild and it sucked. And like since then I've been kind of like stuck in my own head, and so I was like, maybe now is a good time to yap until I can no longer think, because I already can no longer think, and it's just like not the best thing. But I haven't been on this computer in a while because this is my older one, and it was like I haven't been on this computer in so long that like the stuff from when I wanted to work at the job that I worked at, it was still open from like the stuff that we got after like employment, like the precautions and like the rules and everything were still like open. So like I haven't used this computer in like 6 months at least, because I started working there last I want to say March, I don't know, after spring break. So yeah, this is a project that may or may not be really good and may or may not continue past this, because this is not gonna be very good. Like I'm already just like prefacing that, because I will be editing this afterward with CapCut if I choose to edit it at all. Oh my god. So yeah, and this is not gonna solve my little issue in my head of getting like all like stressed out and stuff, but this is just like a way to put everything out there, because I'm an open book, but only I just need like better topics to open about. So today I actually want to talk about 3 things. Most things, like if I choose to continue this, will probably have 3 things. But today, in no particular order, I want to talk about my fears, my obsession with Hadestown, and why I love meisners and what it taught me. And these, like, they sound like the most like random things, but I swear they'll they'll make sense. They will make sense at some point towards the end. But yeah. Those are my topics, but if I choose to continue, I will have better ones. These are just like I needed something, and these are stuff I've been thinking about a lot. So Hadestown within like the past month has become one of my like favorite like musicals. Like I will listen to it in the hallways. Like I will proudly listen to it in the hallways. Like I'll be walking through the halls listening to chant reprise. And that's just how the cookie freaking crumbles, because why would they make it so fuego if I wasn't supposed to listen to it while venturing through my academic ideals? There's like a word that I was trying to say, but I don't remember what it was. But like I think it would be like it's like I listen to it so much, and all I can think while like listening is like either I want to be in it so bad or I want to direct it so bad. And not even just like the musical. Like I think Hadestown would be such a perfect stage to film adaptation, and I know like exactly the shots that I would want for like a couple of the songs, because it's just like it's just I think is it true? No, if it's true, would be such a perfect, like if you used musical theater techniques in the filming and you like made it really fluid, that could be gas like fuego under the pot and you're cooking. Yeah. And I just like I really want to do that show. Like I want to do it so badly, even if I'm like tenor number 2, even if I'm worker number 7. But the workers, oh my god, the workers, they put them to work. Like they're workers because they're working on those harmonies. and on those meanings and symbolism, it's just like like especially in If It's True and Chant Reprise, like they're so good. And like I loop that sheen because the rhythm and like the harmonies, the stacks on stacks, and like the London live version. I got a freaking TikTok about it, and then I opened my Spotify the next day when I'm walking into school, and I put on the song that I think they're talking about. No, I just put on If It's True, because I thought they were talking about If It's True. They were not. They were talking about Promises. But whatever. I put on If It's True. This little European man is like in my ear, and he's like, his acting choices are so strong that I can never think about anything else ever again. Like that's him. That's there. That's Orpheus, dude. And it's just like, but like he doesn't sound like he's acting. Like he genuinely sounds like he's Orpheus, and the girl that he's enthralled with is freaking in the underworld, about to be like a slave. And I just like, it's so crazy. It's so good. So good. Go listen. And like, to anyone who doesn't know the plot of Hadestown, and I just sound like a madman rambling on, basically it's like Greek mythology where this boy Orpheus has a really big dream, and he's like, I want to write music. Like, I'm working on a song. I'm a writer. I'm a musician. I'm a player. And Orpheus meets Eurydice, and they fall in love. But they fall in love, and like real love. Like they're like at each other. Like they're like in love. And the Eurydice goes to hell. And you may be wondering why did she do that? Because to be honest, that's what I was wondering. I was like, because I didn't understand it the first time I watched it. I had to look it up. But basically the reason why she went to hell, to Hadestown, is to escape the poverty above, which I feel like they do communicate it well. I'm just like, maybe I'm just too stupid to understand it, but they communicate it well. It's just like kind of confusing. Oh, my hand looks like an alien hand. But yeah, and she goes to hell to, escape the poverty above, just like the usual stuff. And then Orpheus finds out, because he's like, well, hey now, where's Eurydice? And Hermes, which is like the reliable narrator, is like, hey diva, your girl actually left. She's in the underworld right now. She's diva stuck in the underworld. And obviously, like, he goes, because he's like obsessed with her. He's like, hashtag we need to get married, obsessed with you. And he plays a song when he gets like underground, and it takes him like weeks to get underground, which I feel like not everyone realizes that. But no, like, he's literally walking for weeks. And it's just like, the fact that he plays Hades' song to him in like a completely different context, but still in like the exact same meaning, is such like so boss. But yeah, he plays a song for Hades, that he's like, it's gonna cure everything's gonna be better. He plays it for Hades, and Hades is like, wowza fella. He's not convinced, actually. The first time I think he hears it, he's like, okay now. But then his wife, you might recognize her name, Persephone, like diva number one. She like convinces him to let Orpheus go, except he's like, but I can't do that. And they're like, what? And he's like, yeah, like I can't let you go. Like you can go, but you have to like there's like a rule. Like if you turn around and you like watch that girl, oh, this is a spoiler by the way. If you turn around and watch Diva go back to hell. Diva has to stay with me. Okay, dude, for sure. And then they like walk in, and then in his head he gets like a little voice, and the voice is like, boy, why would she want to stay with you? You can't do anything. Like, you can't provide for her. You have nothing. You're nothing, dude. You're nothing. And Diva's like, maybe I am nothing. And he gets it all in his head. Doubt comes in. That was good. And he, right when they get to the exit, there's so many like reasons why people think he turned around, and I'm obsessed with every single one of them. But basically he turns around. You don't have to know why, he just turns around. Like you do have to know why, but not to understand the basic plot. He turns around and Diva go back to hell, because that was the one rule, like don't turn around or Diva go back. So he basically, Eurydice goes back to hell, and then Orpheus basically has to pretend like nothing even happened, and they're like, what do you mean nothing even happened? And so like it's basically like a retelling. It's like Hermes retelling what happened to the audience. Like this stuff in my head, how I understood it, this stuff already happened, and Hermes is restating the stuff that already happened. And like, so yeah, so simple, like so simple. It definitely didn't take me like 7 minutes to explain that. But yeah, and so I don't even think that it's like the storyline that I was like, yes, I #need that. It's just like the concepts that come from it, and the music, and the like ideas that sprout from that seed. Oh my god. And it's just like all the little things from Hadestown that I'm like, whoa, my pupils are hurts right now. Like I'm obsessed with this. Like, and if it's true, when he sings, oh my god, when he sings to the workers, and he's like, and I'm asking if it's true, and I'm asking me and you and you and you. Just the way he like does it, and I'm asking me and you and you and you, because he doesn't know the dynamic. Well, like he knows, he can like guess, but he doesn't know the dynamic of the underground. And so it's like he's asking them, like, is what's happening before my eyes true? Is this real life? Is this real? And it's just like so insane. And him asking that question open the door for people to say, like, is this real? Like, is this my real life? Like, the workers could ask, like, is this what my life is? Is this what my life has been diminished to? And it's just so crazy. And he's like imploring them to just question what they know. And like, because they're stuck in positions, like, not only physically but mentally, that they can't look up from the ground that they stand on. They look at the ground and they see these bright fluorescent lights. Because in my head, Hadestown is lit with fluorescent lighting, because that is my number one op. And when Persephone's like, why is it so bright down here? I'm just thinking fluorescent light. And so in my head, it's just these workers are just stuck staring at the ground because they can't look up. They're like stuck on their work, and they're just looking at this dirt with the fluorescent being lit by fluorescent lighting, and that's all they know. That's their whole life. Like, that's their entire life. And by opening that door for the workers, for them to be able to say, like, is this my life? For them to be able to like want more than what they have is just like so crazy, because they're not brave enough to go out and do it by themselves. So they just like, Orpheus is basically like not giving them the answers, but by showing them the way, they'll realize that if they can do it, they being Orpheus and Eurydice, if they can do it, so can they. If we can do it, so can they. This is insane, and it offers them, like I said, that opportunity to just want more than what they have. And it just ties into the songs so amazing, and that's why I think it would be such a great movie, because if you like combine the fluidity of like the whole like low, keep it the hadestown thing, the thing in chant, and even, oh my gosh, the one at NTPA, I know that like people were like, this is not like the original choreo, but it was so fluid and perfect, and it's still stuck in my head. And I watched that show in August. I watched that show like, or it was September, I don't know, it was after my birthday, I think. Was it after my birthday? No, it was not after my birthday. It was not after my birthday. Okay, yes. And the part where they would do like that, like scoop up to, it was so good. And I think it would be amazing, especially for like when the workers start like asking like if it's true, and like start asking like, tell me why I can't look in my brother's eye. If they come up and they're like if they're in the circle thing that most productions do, and they're like leaning on each other's backs, or like they're like a glob, and then they come up, sing their solo, and go down, basically how like Hades forces them to conform into that little pact of all the workers. Guys, I could cook, please. And then okay, I'm going on too much. I have more stuff to get to. But the final thing I want to talk about is the symbolism and foreshadowing of our world. Like, this was so beautifully written, and it was so incidental, but certain events in the world have been kind of like similar to like the plot of what happened in Hadestown. And it's just so like Hades asking Orpheus, guess you don't scare easy, do ya? Because I think so much of this world, people don't gain power by being better, by like working hard and stuff. Like, obviously people put in the work, but it's not that like this person's working so much harder than this person. It's just who is bossy and loud enough to talk over anyone who tries to oppose them, who can scare the other person enough. Because we, like in English, we did a Socratic seminar, and I had so many good points cooking in my little brain. But then whenever I went to speak, there was this one kid who he wasn't even making a point. He was basically like talking just to talk, and like he was not adding any value. He kept saying, define this. Okay, well, people have defined it, and you're still not happy with it. Like, what more could you want? And so when I started speaking, he starts looking, and then he starts whispering to his friend, and I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I should just, I guess you just hate me then. I guess I should never open my mouth again. And so I stopped talking as much, not because I worked any less than the kid. That kid sucks. But because I was too scared. Real world examples. And it's just like, it's just, people don't gain power anymore by being the best, by really perfecting their craft. They gain power by blinding people, Hadestown, by blinding people with the light, like in Hadestown, blinding people so then they no longer have their own opinion. Because if you, let's say there's a light behind my camera. Let's say I stare into that light. Then when I look away, I'm gonna be able to see stuff, but I'm gonna have that imprint in my like vision for a little while. And that's what he's trying to do. That's what, like, a lot of stuff has been happening. They want to leave an imprint on you. They want to affect your opinion. Oh, don't cancel me. Don't cancel me. Okay, yeah. And that leads me into the next topic about my fears, specifically one I've been dealing with recently, which is doing the wrong thing. Sorry, I almost said it backwards. Doing the wrong thing for the right reasons. And you might be wondering, what the hell does that mean? Well, basically, like, there's this thing that I do repetitively over the years. I've done it so many times. I can foreshadow it. I can, like, tell when it's going to happen, when I can know that I'm about to do it. But I can't, like, stop doing it. I don't know why. And it's just, like, I will, like, if I think I just talk to people too much, I'll try and, like, distance myself out of their lives. Except I feel so, like, villainous and evil for trying to step out of people's lives. So instead, I'll try and get them to push me out of theirs. And so I'll just, like, really annoy people, and I'll talk a lot, or I'll, like, stop talking as much. And it's just because, like, being consistent is so difficult for me, because I did not grow up in a family with consistency. And like I literally got asked by one of my parents a couple weeks ago, like, do you pick your friends over me? Like, are they more consistent than me? And I said, yes. You guys are the most inconsistent people I know. And I only say that because I can't know myself. Ooh. Sorry, that was not good. I'm sorry. But, I think that, like, this topic sounds so insane to, like, anyone that's not me, except, like, it makes sense. Trust me, it makes sense. And I think more people do it because, like, I've been doing it since I was little. Like, I do stuff, and then I always worry about my reasoning, because I just, like, can't do anything normally. I don't know. But I do this thing specifically where I will think that if I differ anything from the day before, I'm gonna effing die. I'm gonna die. When I was seven, so I was in 3rd grade, I think. Yeah, I was in 3rd grade. I think I did one thing different than usual, or I sat in a different place than usual. I thought I was gonna get abducted by UFOs, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. And I'm like I'm fine now. I still think the same thing. Like, I literally washed my armpit differently the other day, and then I didn't have a good day, and it's because I didn't wash my armpit correctly. Like, I did, it's just I didn't wash it how I usually do, and, like, now I'm gonna burn in hell. So yeah, and, like, I thought it would get better as I got older. It did not. It got worse. Like, I genuinely will think that stuff is so much more meaningful than it actually is. And then if I do something one night, then, like, if I do something to someone else, like, I won't talk to them or I'll annoy them, then I can't talk to them for, like, a while, because I'm like, well, what if they think I'm effing annoying? And, oh, you just saw my foot, I'm sorry. But, like, I just think that everyone thinks the way I do, and that's so not true, because I know I have a very abnormal way of thinking, because, like, when I got my diagnosis last year about my anxiety, it was literally, like, they said, like, if the chart could go further, it would. You know, so yeah, I gotta be, like, high in one thing because I can't be good at, like, I gotta be good at having anxiety because I can't be good at school. But it's just, like, wait, one moment. So yeah, sorry, I think I got off topic. Like, I think I was starting to, like, deviate from my track. I have no clue what I was talking about originally. I just, like, can't remember stuff after I say it. So, I'm just not gonna get into that anymore. Like, the only thing I'm gonna say is, like, before people say, like, oh, well, like, just so you know, like, this, and this, like, I don't hate you, all this stuff. I know that what I think is not justified, and it's not like there's no point in thinking it, but I can't stop myself from thinking it. Like, I know that it's not realistic, but I'm still gonna keep thinking it because that's just how I'm used to thinking. And like, obviously, like I just mentioned, I'm not used to like deviating from my track. So before like people try and like change themselves and stuff to like make me feel better, you're not doing anything, you're just hurting yourself. I'll get better one day. I just don't know when that day is. Maybe it's the day I get medicated, which will not be until I move out. Hashtag I'm not allowed medication under 8. I'm not allowed medication from my parents. Even though it would help me with my anxiety. But yeah. And so like I know that like ghosting people and like annoying people to try and get them to hate me is not a good thing to do, but I have good intentions, I swear. I swear. Like I just don't want to make people's lives harder, because then that whole thing like that I just mentioned comes into play, where people will be like, well, what can I do to help? I don't know. Be awesome. Talk about movies with me. I don't know. And yeah, so that next topic. Sorry, that got really personal really quickly. That's really embarrassing for me. But oh, thank you, script. Got me back on track. Tying that back to hadestown, like I would never, this is gonna get personal again. Okay, I could never blame the workers for getting stuck in the same thing, that like in the same routine, because that's exactly what I do. I get stuck in the same terrible position year after year after year, and it just like it's almost sad to say, but like the other day I was thinking like I genuinely wouldn't care if I had a miserable future, because then at least I would know how to deal with it. Because like middle school was genuinely one of the most miserable times of my life, and like at least I know how to deal with it now, and it's not good, but like I just like I'm fine. I'm comfortable being a little sad, so it kind of like takes me off when I'm like sad, and then people will say like, "What can I do to help?" I don't know. Be awesome. That's gonna be my answer. Like every single time someone's like, "How do I help?" Be awesome. I don't know. 'Cause like I'm very consistent in having my method of discomfort, and I just like to stay in that. Like it will get better one day, like I said earlier, not today though. Cause like this year has been better, cause I like have friends that I actually really like, and I don't plan on ghosting some of y'all. Find out who next season. Sorry, that's really mean, but yeah, I do like some people, and I really like them. And before you ask like, oh, is it me, I'm not gonna tell you. Like if I people always will think that I'll tell them if I hate them. I'm not gonna tell you. That's so horrible. But like if I consistently talk to you and like make time to talk to you, and like send you like large chunks of text, I like you. I just like put effort into this conversation, and you're like, do you like me? No, ho. I just text you a bunch because I just feel like it. I just feel like making my life miserable. Because people don't like understand that like I talk differently when I like people versus when I don't like them. And so it's because so many of y'all do this stupid thing where you're like, well, I don't want people to think I hate them, even when you do hate them. Stop acting like you like people when you don't, because then it makes me question whether you actually like me, because you're acting like you like that person that you don't like. Think about that. Start thinking about your actions before you act. Please and thank you. Anyways, next topic, meisners. Genuinely, I think that meisners is my favorite thing I've learned this year. Well, no, because I learned computer science and I like computer science a lot. And but meisners was such an insane like it's my favorite thing that I learned, because it's so like uncomfortable that it like betters you so much. And it's like the same thing as like the intimacy workshops, except meisners is basically you just act like a freak and they have to deal with it. But it makes people better actors. And so like my main takeaways were from, this is a class from John DeMitchell. He teaches at Eastview High School. My goat, he ate. My main takeaways were words mean nothing, which he said over and over again. Repetition builds circumstances, which he did not say, but he like reiterated it, and he made us do exercises with a lot of repetition. And then acting is all... this was such a good quote that he said. I don't know where he got it, but it was Fuego. Acting is all about creating imaginary scenarios in real circumstances. He's in that kitchen because he's cooking. Like he's genuinely cooking. So, oh my gosh, my burping is so horrific. Okay, let me re-say that quote. I'm gonna edit the other part out. But the quote is like what we learned. He said, living truthfully in imaginary circumstances. Gagged. Like, I'm like, I don't know, like, what, like, happened for him to just gain that wisdom. But incredible, Sheen. I genuinely feel like, oh my gosh, every single time I fix my hair, I feel like, what's her name? From the Descendants, Rise of Red. She, the one that plays Marianne Spears in, the Babysitter's Club. I'm sorry. I know that, like, that's, like, so gay for me to, like, know the Babysitter's Club. But I read that, Sheen. I was, like, in elementary school, and I was like, ooh, page. I actually don't like the chapter books, though. The only chapter book I really liked in elementary school, the Boxcar Children. Oh, that was my Sheen. Like, I was literally the Boxcar Children reader in my class. Like, people knew that it was my favorite book. This is so off topic, but it's genuinely like my favorite. It's like a brag almost, because I used to hide the books around the class because I didn't want people to take them, because that's my book. And like when there was like this one time where we had to go through the bookshelf and like kids were like sorting them, and they would like pull aside the Boxcar Children for me to read. And, like, of course I have terrible reading comprehension now, but it was nice at the time. Like, I don't read anymore because it's just so hard. Okay, back on topic, meisners. Starting like backwards to front or whatever I just said, creating living truthfully in imaginary circumstances. That's such a quote, like an insane quote. And it's basically taking like whatever's in your script, taking the words from your script, and then applying them not only to your character but also to your real life. Because like, imagine you're on show number 5 of the weekend and you're like, oh my god, I'm so tired. Like, I'm so tired. And you're like, I'm about to go play, I'm about to go play, thinking. Come on, thinker. But I'm about to go play Fate 3 in Hadestown. Wrapping it back, relating it to the text. Like, I'm so tired, but I'm about to go like eat up Fate 3's harmonies. Like, I have to go. Well, maybe you could talk to your little co-stars and say like, hey Fates, oh sigh, I'm just so tired today. And you could say like, what if we play this like, I'm really tired and you're like this emotion and you're this emotion, like Inside Out or whatever. I don't know. Just basically like living like your truth, your tired little self truth, in like those imaginary circumstances. Maybe your fate is tired from having to follow these stupid lovers around. Like, it could literally be anything. And it's just like being able to have a drive and like a purpose for why you act a way in a scene is so important. And you don't have to play the scene the same every night, because let's say you're really tired one night but you're really hyped the next. Play it different. Like, I'm so tired of directors acting like you have to play it the same every single time. Like, what happens if I don't want to feel like that on that day? And it's just, yeah, basically, yeah. And then the next thing, repetition. This scene is key. Like, repetition was genuinely like the most awkward but also like enjoyable thing I've ever done, because he made us do this like exercise. I just popped my toes, did you hear that? He made us do this exercise where we would like partner up with someone else in the class, and like I didn't know anyone in the class. Oops, don't tattle on me. And we would partner with someone and point out something about the other person, and then they would have to repeat it back. Like, the girl I got paired with, she had freckles, and so I said freckles, and then she would repeat it back to me, and then I would repeat it back to her, and then repeat until Mr. Demitral says to stop. And it was so good because we started like saying it in different ways, and I would be like, freckles. Yeah, it sounds stupid, but that was also in Damn Yankees, and I really liked that, the way that Lola repeated the bit that she repeated. Like, I can't remember, but like it definitely happened. Oh my god, my light. Stop. Oh, this is really fun lighting. You can really see my eye bags. It was so strange, especially because I didn't know anyone, but it was like so effective because I started like thinking, like, what is driving me to say this? Like, oh my god, you're like actually flashing in my sheen. It's in my eyes. And it's, yeah. And the last thing is, words mean nothing. Crazy statement, because obviously when we're like little, they say like actions speak louder than words, but what happens if words don't actually speak? It's just like it really challenges the perception that we have while growing up, because everyone's like, go apologize, say you're sorry, but words mean nothing. Which I can also tie back to Hadestown, because I need to go to my script, because Orpheus was like enthralled with Eurydice, with like hashtag I love you, I need you, and he implied throughout like their meeting that he would do like absolutely anything for this diva, and apparently that anything did not involve staying facing forward, which I know there's like reason for that, but like, oops, spoiler. But one of my fears is saying the wrong thing, or like someone else not saying what they mean. But like at the end of the day, words mean nothing, so really what's going on? Like, maybe actions do speak louder than words, because words are silent, and scenes are not driven by the words of the scene. Like, obviously they are slightly, but it's mainly driven by the emotion in the scene, by like the actions in the scene. Like, it's just like, I've seen so many good shows recently, and it's just like I can apply these rules to all of them, and it's just like crazy work. I feel like I look so like broke. I look like dead because I've been at school all day, and then winter social. It's this whole thing. I'm tired. But yeah, I think that's all I really want to say for project part 1. And maybe I'll keep doing it. I don't have a title, so maybe I'll like insert title here. But poo, poo. I might decide to keep with this. I might not. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this. But I'm always gonna have something more to say because I'm yapper extraordinaire. And I like talking. I just like don't feel like there's any conversations where anything that I have to say matters anymore. Because there's only so many conversations where I can mention movies and cinematography and Wes Anderson's style of directing and musicals, because I don't think people at school want to hear me talk about musicals anymore. They're like, okay, you're a theater kid. Okay, freak. But like, I don't know, I just don't really have anything, like, I don't have anything to add to the conversation. I have a lot of thoughts, but I just like don't, like, my opinion doesn't really matter in most conversations because I just open my mouth and whatever falls out. Except like sometimes like horrible things will fall out and I just like feel so bad, so I just like decide to keep my mouth shut fully instead of risking it for that biscuit. But if I do continue with this, it'll most likely have a pattern following something along the lines of like musical or movie, a personal topic, and then something I've learned or something that really interests me. And I want to thank, because I don't know if copyright, I don't know what copyright is, okay? But just to like prevent anything, I want to give every credit in the world to, if I butcher this name, I'm so sorry, Anais Mitchell for writing Hadestown, and also for John DeMitchell for teaching that meisners workshop. He's my go, actually. Like, no, I'm not gonna say that, but like, that man was my king. He called me the funniest person in that room, and that hit right here in my heart. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me, I think. I've never felt love like I did in that moment, and I think that's really goated. So yeah, catch you on the flip side.